Ja oikein hyvää päivästä katsella, tästä alkaa uusi pelailu. Vähän semmonen peli, josta en olisi välttämättä itse miettinyt tehdä pelailua kakkosen jälkeen, mutta jostain kumman syystä kakkonen oli tosi suosittu pelaanu omalla kanavallani, ja jostain tietenkään ole pahollani, se oli erittäin mielenkiintoinen seikkailupeli, ja sitten kaikki halusi pienen päätöksen siihen tarinaan, koska kakkonen jätti semmoiseen pikkuseen cliffhangeriin sen juonenpalasen, niin kolmonen sitten päättää sen, tai ainakin näyttää, mitä tulee tapahtumaan. Mä sanoin aikaisemmin, että mä oon mennyt pelin läpi, mutta sitten muistin, että enhän mä olekaan sitä kokonaan mennyt läpi. Mä oon kyllä aika pitkälle loppuun sitä mennyt, mutta en kumminkaan aivan loppu. Oli semmonen käsitys, että mä olin kumminkin mennyt sen pelin loppuun, mutta eipä sitten kuule ollutkaan, vaan mä olin tysähtänyt johonkin kohtaan siellä loppupäässä ja mitä luultavammin loppupäässä, mutta kumminkin. Eli peliä ei olla menty läpi, mutta aika pitkälle kumminkin. Ja ihan lähimuistissa ei kyllä puzzlet ole, joten siitä huolimatta saattaa tulla jotain tökkimisiä. Mutta kumminkin suht hyvässä muistissa pitäisi olla, en tiedä, karttaa kumminkin. Ääniasetukset saattaa olla pielessä, mä en ole niihin koskenut ollenkaan sen jälkeen, kun Minnan kanssa tätä pelailtiin. Mutta tosiaan aloitetaan tämä pelailu. Tämä oli teidän äänestämä pelailu, joten siitä ette voi valittaa kyllä yhtään, koska siellä oli monta vaihtoehtoa, mistä olisi voinut aloittaa pelon, niin tämä oli yksi niistä, joten let's go ja katsotaan mitä Black Mirror 3 tulessaan. Ja ennen kuin aloitetaan pelailu, ne jotka ei ole kattonut Black Mirror 2 pelailua, niin tehkää mulle palvelus ja kattokaa ensimmäisenä se, jos haluatte siis katsoa nyt kyseisen pelailun, eli kolmosen pelailun, koska tosiaan niin kuin mä sanon, niin se kakkonen jää aikamoiseen cliffhangeriin, ja jos te haluatte vähänkään olla perillä tarinasta, mitä on tapahtunut tähän asti, niin ihmeessä kattokaa se kakkosen pelailu, vaikka onkin puzzleet ehkä vähän rasittavia katsoa minun tai teidän silmistä katsottuna, kun minä tällä koitan sählätä, mutta kumminkin kattokaa ikänä kakkonen ja sitten siirtykää tämän pelailun pariin, joten let's go, ja toivottavasti mä en jäädy missään puzzleista se heti alussa, koska ihan tuoreessa muista se kyllä puzzleja ole, joten new game ja katsotaan mitä meidän sankarille tapahtuu kolmosessa.
Hey, you there. What are you doing?
Help me, I'm being chased. They're after me, they're gonna kill me. The order, the academy, it's collapsed. My sister and my mother are dead.
Don't I know you from somewhere?
That's just what I was going to say. That's the bloke we've been looking for. That's the Yang.
What?
Well, what a coincidence, Mr. Michaels. I'm arresting you on suspicion of the murder of Miss Amanda Valley. And probably for arson, too.
What? No.
Take him away, Constable.
Take him away, Constable. 12 hours prior to arrest.
Damn.
Jos muistatte kakkosen,
Call on the lads. There's nothing more we can do here.
niin muistatte tämänkin kohdan.
Why not? Perhaps she was cold and set herself on fire? For God's sake, she was murdered. Am I the only one round here with half a brain? Anyway, we are not gonna find any more clues. It's been raining all night. You stay here and wait for the cavalry. I'll go down to the village and ask some questions.
Bit early for a beer, isn't it, Inspector?
I'm here on official business, Tom.
It wasn't me, honest. Me brother Bobby's me witness.
Do you know Amanda?
Tämä on muuten prologia sitten.
Yes, I Unfortunately.
Että sen takia en päästä pelaamaan ihan vielä.
Hold on to it. Buy her a wreath.
Heck, why? Is she dead?
You could say that. Burned. Probably last night between 6 p.m. and midnight. Where were you at that time?
Hey, Inspector, you know I wouldn't kill anyone. Especially not over a few quid. I was out with Bobby at a theme park. Alton Towers. Got home pretty late and went straight to bed.
So, do you know if Miss Valley had any enemies?
Apart from the Gordons?
The Gordons.
Her brother was cut off by that Samuel chap. I guess that was before your time. Since then, she's absolutely hated that family. Have you seen her flat? It's bloody mad, I tell you.
Any other tips?
Have you seen that Yank that's been sneaking around here recently? I'd check him out if I were you. He's the one with the blood in his hands. He was chatting with Amanda Valley in front of the pub a few days ago. He asked me about a tackle for robbing houses. No idea why he came to me, but it sounded pretty suspicious.
Holy, she really hadn't gotten over it. What have we got here? Interesting. Darren Michaels, Bedford, Maine, last week. I'll bet anyone 10 quid that's the Yank Tom was talking about.
Inspector! Inspector, the castle's on fire!
Oh, great. As if a burnt corpse wasn't enough. Come on.
Just listen to what I've got to say first. You can't just...
Come on, get in the car.
Caught with a flaming torch next to a burning castle. If this isn't my ticket out of this dump, then God only knows.
Voi Darrenin parka. Chapter 1. Tämä tulee olemaan juonen kannalta erittäin mielenkiintoista, kunhan tosiaan katsotte kakkosen pelaajan ekana läpi. Koska se on erittäin tärkeää, että pääsee mitenkään juoneen kiinni. 3 viikkoa myöhemmin tapahtui mitä?
So, you fell in love with this woman?
Angelina.
Fell in love with Angelina without knowing she was your sister. She lured you to England, to Black Mirror Castle, the castle of your ancestors, to use you as a key for an old ritual. That's right, isn't it? Do me a favor and put the lighter down, all right? You said it had something to do with a curse, Adrian.
You tell me. All I know is that I drizzled blood on a book and read out incomprehensible words. And then bang, black all around me. And the next thing I can remember, there were sounds in the woods behind me getting nearer. All in all, a grade A nightmare. The ritual probably worked, and now I'm possessed by a centuries-old evil soul that wants to bend my mortal body to its purpose.
You believe you're carrying a second soul. Oh, Adrian, I know that feeling well. But believe me, no one is cursed. Children always believe they're to blame for grown-up suffering. These feelings of guilt have branded themselves into your soul. So, how was it for you to meet your biological mother after all these years? You said you didn't have much time to talk to her.
No, she was taken hostage by Angelina. They both died shortly afterwards. They fell into the abyss in the ritual chamber.
In the ritual chamber. Exactly. And your foster mother in America. Did you have a chance to talk to her about it?
No, she was in a coma, and then she died.
All right, then. Perhaps we should forget about the women in your family for the time being and turn to more happy matters. Let's talk about your father. Wait a minute, Constable. We're not finished yet.
Perhaps we can leave that till tomorrow.
As you wish.
I don't mean to interrupt, but the inspector has something important he needs to talk with Mr. Michaels about. And you know what the inspector's like. It's about the bail.
Is it still not high enough for him? There's no one who would spend a penny on me anyway.
Don't say that.
All right, Doc. Have you got a spare 5,000 pounds?
Yes. Well, I can't do that, Adrian. I'm your doctor.
Mr. Michaels, come along now, please.
If there's anything you want to talk about, Adrian, I'm here most of the time. And Zach, tell the inspector he should keep to the arranged times. I don't burst in when he's in the middle of an interrogation.
Yes, Mum, I'll tell him.
Yes,
How's your
mom.
abused little arsonist soul? Stroke better by the nice doctor? I hope you see the burning faces of the 4 poor souls you have on your conscience every single night.
Thanks for asking.
You know what? I'm starting to run out of patience with you. If I could, I'd have you deported. Your fellow countrymen should be made to endure your fairy tales. Unfortunately, I can't do that.
If you'd led a decent investigation, then you'd have found evidence for my fairy tales a good while back.
And now the little thug wants to tell me how to do my job. Constable Zach was down in the sewers for 2 days, and what did he find? Nothing. And Miss Valley's also a mysterious order. Nonsense. No one here has even heard of it.
They had an assembly chamber in the mine, and Victoria knows about it too.
Assembly chamber. Don't make me laugh. Miss Valley gave lectures on the cursed Gordon clan in there. And the old biddy hasn't spoken since the fire.
Gordon clan? Old Biddy? Stop talking about my family like that.
Your family. Yeah, well, you'd actually fit in with those loonies.
Whatever. Can I go back to my cell now?
Unfortunately, I have to throw you out of your little paradise. Someone's paid your bail.
What did you say? Who?
Doesn't seem to be a friend of yours. Wanted to stay anonymous. Well, whatever. Get your things and get out of here. But don't go too far. Otherwise, I'll have to put you on the wanted list. That would be pretty much the most stupid thing that could happen to you.
I can well believe it.
All the better. So be a good boy and go collect your things from your apartment.
Ensimmäinen asia, no tästä tuli näitä helppijuttuja vielä, mitä me ei kyllä tarvita tietää. This help system gives you some information about the game. Controls at the start. Joo, kyllä me tiedetään nämä hommat. Ainoa asia, mikä tässä pitää tietää, on tämä Spacein käyttö. Nähdään kaikki hotspotit, mitä voidaan tutkia. Ja sitten tietenkin se puhuminen ja tämä inventorin käyttö, mitä alhaalla tulee tämä hieno musta juttu. Niin tänne kerätty kaikki inventoreet. Kyllähän työ point and click pelit tiedätte, jos olette ennen pelannut. Puhun nyt lähinnä niitä tyypeille, jotka nyt ei ole sitä kakkosen pelailua vieläkään nähnyt, niin kerron vain siitä. Tosta alun tarinasta, niin tosiaan jos ette ole kakkosen pelailua millään tavalla nähnyt, niin teille on varmaan mitään hajua, mitä on tapahtunut, mutta kerrotaan nyt sen verran kumminkin spoilauksena tässä, että me päädyttiin kakkosessa tuonne Gordon Familyn linnaan, siis tämä Darren Michaelsi ei tiennyt ollenkaan, kuka hän on, meidän pääsankari siis. Ja sitten myöhemmin selvisi, että hän on Gordon Familyn jälkeläinen, jonka nimi on Adrian. Eli ei ollutkaan Darren, joka oli amerikkalainen nimi hänelle, vaan oikeasti hän on Adrian. Ja hän on sitten tosiaan Gordon perheen jäsen tai jälkeläinen. Ja Gordon perheellä on ollut semmoinen hieno kirous päällä jo monet vuosikaudet. Ja se kakkonen päättyi semmoisiin maisemiin, jossa tämä tosiaan joutui semmoiseen rituaalihuoneeseen tai kammioon, jossa hän vuodatti verta kirjan päälle ja sitten alkoi puhumaan kaikkia sontaa. Ja siitä syystä Samuel Gordon, tai en tiedä oliko se hänen isoisänsä, tämän Adrianin isoisä vai isoisä, jompikumpi, niin kumminkin se on nyt, Samuel Gordon on nytten Adrianin päässä tässä kolmosessa, joka tekee tästä erittäin hauskan pelailun kaiken puolin. Näette kyllä myöhemmin, että miksi. Mutta mennään me selleihin keräämme kamat pois heti alkuun. Mikä reini siellä on?
The road to freedom? More like the little turd's road to his big brother.
Nyt oli huono vitsi. Todella huono vitsi.
Crumbling tiles. Why should the floor look any better than the rest?
Niin kuin kakkosen pelailussa kanssa, niin kaikki hotspotit, mitä ikinä näette kuvaruudussa, kannattaa käydään läpi. Ettei tuu samanlaisia mokia kuin mulla oli kakkosessa, mutta tuli kyllä kolmosessakin. Ettei pystynyt tällä resolla ettei pystynyt ei pystynyt tällä resoluutolla huomaamaan kaikkia hotspotteja, niin take your time.
Also known as the spare toilet.
Spare toilet, eli tonne voi kustaa ja paskoa samaan aikaan, jos haluaa.
Hasn't been occupied since I've been here. There are people in the adjacent cell sometimes, though.
Ai jaa.
Sweet bird of freedom. I'm coming.
Sä et varmaan kovin kauas pääse siitä sun Sweet Bird of Freedomista.
Material for the past 3 weeks. The intellectual outpourings of my frustrated predecessors. Would be nice if it worked.
Mikä tässä paikassa ei toimi?
A garbage dump would be more sterile than these toilets.
No niin, miksikö ei toimi niin?
Only the Willow Creek police know why there's only one locker for a 2-man cell.
Mitäs sieltä löytyy meidän lokkerista? Kynä.
My pencil, but where's my diary?
To look at items in the inventory or to use them, click on them using the right mouse button. Tästä pystyy käyttämään, jos haluaa. Tuosta pystyy tosiaan aukaisemaan tai katsomaan niitä, kun painaa oikean näpillä ja sitten vasemmalla totta kai käyttämään. Ihan semmos peruskamaa, mitä kaikkien pitäisi tietää.
The locker was open and my diary isn't inside. Damn.
Missä sunkin päiväkirja voi olla?
My friendly fellow inmate, Matt Newcastle. One of those kind of people that my mother always warned me about.
Puhu sille. Katsotaan mitä sillä sun sellikaverilla on meille kerrottavaa.
Your diary? And here's me thinking it belonged to some nutter. I don't know what happened to me in the ritual chamber. What went wrong?
How did you get into my locker? Stop that. Constable!
Or worse, what if nothing went wrong? What if Mordred has been freed and has taken possession of me and is making me do his bidding? Please, somebody help me. Stop me from becoming a murderer.
Give that here, you bastard!
I don't want to be Mordred's puppet. I want this fiend to disappear, back to the hell he crawled out of.
I'll have you. I'll kill you.
Boo-hoo-hoo. I don't want to be a murderer. Boo-hoo. Don't make me crap myself. I'm so scared. Hey, what's wrong with you? Hey, Scarface. Oh, forget it, you nutter.
Hieno aksentti. Tossa on vähän esimakua siitä, mitä meidän päässä pyörii.
I don't know what's going on with me just now, but I'd rather just keep my distance from that guy.
Rather keep your distance. Mitäs diary-papereita sulta sieltä taskusta löytyy?
That moron Matt ripped up my diary. These are the only pages I could save, and most of them are empty.
Tosiaan meillä oli aika iso toi se päiväkirja täällä, mutta nyt ei ole enää yhtään mitään. Niin tosiaan... Katos. Tästä tulee lisää dialogia.
Can you sign here, please, just to confirm that you've read the bail conditions and that you've been instructed to register with Dr. Winterbottom every day. This here is a declaration of your state of health at the time of your provisional release.
But there's only good or very good on there.
So, you're not feeling so good then?
No.
Well, don't forget to sign it then. Here's your wallet. I keep the passport. And you need to sign here that you got your things back.
You promise with all this signing you haven't secretly slipped a confession in there too?
That's not permitted.
Ah, so I'm in luck then. Just a minute, I was being a bit premature. There's $500,000 missing.
You should have checked for that before signing for it. Any subsequent complaints have to be addressed to our regional HQ in Bristol.
All right, just a joke. Is that it then?
Yes, you're free to go now, Mr. Michaels.
Amen.
Mr. Michaels?
Something else to sign?
No. I just wanted to inform you that your solicitor is assuming you're going to call him soon. Here's his card.
Kenen
Got
kortti?
it. Catch you later, Constable. Free at last. Well, relatively. At least I can now prove my innocence by my own means. Now, let's see what my lawyer wants from me.
Joo, nyt päästään vihdoinkin peliin. Tässä on alussa, niin kuin kakkosessakin, on dialogia todella paljon ja sit se vähenee ajan mittaan ja se keskittyy enemmän puzzleihin, mutta
A letterbox. Nothing special.
se oli ihan sama kyllä siinä kakkosessakin. Yllättäen,
A
tietenkin.
barrel. It says Willow Creek Corner Shop on it.
Olikohan täällä se hauska kauppa?
Fresh vegetables. A very paltry selection. I prefer the frozen variety.
Et sitä kyllä semmosia. Mennäpäs tonne Old Fashion Shopiin, katsotaan mitä siellä on. Tosiaan jos mä tuplaklikkaan noita, niin tää Darren menee sinne nopeammin. Anteeksi, Adriani. Tämä ei tykkää, tämä tyttönen. What's her problem? Itse asiassa sillä on aika paljon ongelmia sun kanssa.
Instant porridge, soup in packets, and masses of powdered pudding. The infamous English cuisine at a glance.
Niin, kaikille niille henkilöille, jotka kakkosen tosiaan katteli. Me olemme vieläkin Englannissa. Tietenkin emme nyt Amerikkaan takaisin oltaisi missään nimessä lähetty.
The latest prices of apples, bread, and milk are written on this big board.
Enkä mä saa tätä mitään.
Tea, and oh, look, tea.
Lisää teetä, ja nämä myös
A
tehdä.
random selection. There's everything from romantic novels to Zen guidebooks.
En oo ikinä uskonut, että Englannissa on teetä. Mitä hemmettiä? Stereotyyppiä.
Huge eggs from huge chickens. I don't know why, but I find that funny.
Ei se mun mielestä kyllä niin hauska ollut kyllä. Paljon niitä newspapereita.
Most important newspapers are there. The Final Times, The Moon, Daily Black Mirror, and the Willow Creek Telegraph.
Daily Black Mirror. Okei, sekin joku lehti. Barrels. Pitäkö siihen just eteen mennä?
That'll have gherkins in it.
Varmasti.
A shopping basket. I don't need it. I'm only having a look around.
En oo vieläkään tottunut siihen, että pitäisikö tuplaklikata vaan.
I hope you only want to cut up veggies with that. Sir?
Some very nice knives. Some very.
Se on kyllä niin hullu. Oi oi. Darreni on kyllä tässä pelissä aivan hullu. Frozen vegetables.
Yeah, that's how I like vegetables. Microwave ready on top of a steak.
Kyllä, herkullisen kuulosta.
My mom always used to say, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Well, one of my moms.
Yeah, one of your moms. You have many
A
moms.
hint of France and Willow Creek.
Ensimmäinen äiti kuoli. No,
Walking maps of the area. Indispensable for a suspected murderer out on bail. like
enpä
myself.
kerro mihin. Kattokaa kakkosen pelon tiedätte. Haha!
Candy for kids. Although I haven't seen a single one so far. The shopkeeper's looking at me like I'm a thief. Or worse.
Siltä se vähän näyttääkin.
The shopkeeper's
No et sinä saa sitä, pitää mennä puhuttelemaan muijalle ekana.
smoking products. Tobacco, cigars, stuff for pipes. The inhabitants of Willow Creek seem to really enjoy smoking.
No, teetä ja kaikenlaista tupakkaa.
Ice cream. My favorite flavors. And a good size too.
Miksi et sä pöllinne? Saat sen tää
Wow.
Adrian.
Huge fridge. It's the Eco Freezer 100. At least that's what's written on it.
Just saa selvää. Eco Freezer 100. Jossa.
Brandy, spirits, and various types of whiskey. Everything an aching heart could wish for.
Sun pitäis pölliä Adriani kaikki täältä.
That's a Transylvanian-sized portion of garlic. We can assume the shop won't be attacked by vampires.
Nyt oli kyllä päivän paras vitsi.
Milk.
Milk!
It's the news on a news channel. I assume it's gonna be like that all day. Maybe they show documentaries about heavy trucks or aircraft carriers in between the bulletins. But I'm not interested.
Sun pitäis olla.
A cash register. Brand fossil. That must be.
No, nyt taas kippasin
Hello.
turhaan.
What do you want?
This is a shop, isn't it? Then maybe I wanna buy something.
Okay.
Okei. Darren.
I'm Darren, by the way.
I know exactly who you are.
Oh, really? Who am I then?
You're the arsonist who was in the newspaper.
I'm not gonna set your shop on fire. Anyway, I'm innocent.
Oh, I'm sure you are. But please, don't stay too long. Otherwise, I will have to call the police.
Yeah, right.
And without a telephone, I'll just use my whistle.
I'll just use my whistle. Old-fashioned shop.
What is this? Willow Creek's main shopping drag?
Oh, we've got everything that people need here. Usually, you can order too, but then it'll be delivered next week, if that's okay with you.
That won't be necessary. I'm just having a look around.
Old woman. Joka äsken läks
The
karkuun.
old woman who just ran out. Could it be that she's a little crazy?
Dorothy? Oh no, she's just as crazy as you are. I mean, she's fine. The whistle was her idea.
Kaikki on vähän pelossa Adrianin takia. Enkä kyllä yhtään ihmettele, että miksi. Abaja.
Are you scared of me?
Of course not. I've got my whistle. As soon as anyone comes too close, I blow it. And it's so loud, even the gravedigger in Wormhill can hear it.
Clever, Abaya.
How do you know my name?
You've got that little badge on?
Oh, yeah.
By the way, your name's quite uncommon, Abaya. Where does it come from?
It's Indian. Don't you like it?
Oh, I do. It sounds very pretty. Does it mean anything?
The fearless one.
Yeah. Ja voin kuvitella ton ironian tuossa nimessä. Walking map.
I'd like to buy one of these walking maps.
Please take it. You don't need to come to the till. It's on the house.
Oh. Thank you very much. See ya.
I hope not.
I hope not. Otetaan tosta yksi walking mappi käteen. Ja tästä palastuu tämän pelin ihanuus verrattuna kakkoseen. Nimittäin tämä homma. Kun kakkosessa oli vähän erilainen tämä systeemi, miten pystyi mennä tiettyihin paikkoihin, niin kolmosessa kaikki tapahtuu periaatteessa kartan kautta. Että jos mä menen seuraavaan paikkaan, sä pystyt klikata vaan sieltä ja sitten se juoksee sinne ja me ollaan siellä hetkessä. Ei mitään kummallista siinä. Itse asiassa me käytiin sitä just nyt. No, ei se mitään, mennään takaisin tänne Johtuen bridgeen. Samassa paikassa, mitä äsken oltiin. Katsotaan, tää kafe, ilmeisesti sekin on auki. Katsotaan sittenkaan nämä manhole-hommat. Niin, mutta mitä?
A piece of thin board.
Se ottaa sen mukaansa.
It's a menu. They probably don't need it anymore.
Minkä menu se on?
A narrow, thin board. I found it amongst the remains of the fair.
Okei. Mikä staple?
Sit and eat here. There's nothing to buy anymore though.
Pakko kyllä myöntää, että mulla on niin huonossa muistissa tämä peli. Siitä on niin monta kuukautta, kun mä menin sen läpi. Joten tästä saattaa tulla kyllä sittenkin vähän vaikeammin pelailu, mitä mä kuvittelin. Koska mulla oli tietenkin silloin apua tässä pelailussa. Ei ollut yksin pelattu tietenkään.
That must be the Glance River.
River.
The water is cloudy and dark. I wonder what kind of fish can survive in there. And who catches and eats them.
Varmaan siihen itse. Kannattaa tosiaan pitää mielessä tässä pelailussa, että jos hotspotteja on, jotkut niistä saattaa olla turhia, mutta ne kannattaa ihan siitä syystä katsoa läpi, että jos sä menet seuraavaan ruutuun ja yhtäkkiä siellä viimeisessä ruudussa onkin joku uusi hotspotti, mitä sä ennen oot kattonutkaan, niin sä et voi sitä yhtään tietää, jos sä et ole ennen kaikkia hotspotteja käynyt läpi. Niin sekin on niin hyvä tippi. Niin on. Mennään ilman, että mennään nyt mihinkään muuhun paikkaan, niin mennään saman tien tälle telefonboksiin ja soitetaan sille meidän asianajajalle.
A huge cartwheel. Thankfully, the age when people were racked up on them has long passed. A rainwater butt. There are lots of them around. You know, just in case Willow Creek suffers a drought.
Se saattaa olla hyvinkin mahdollista. Mikäs Little Guardi siinä on? Et kertonut yhtään.
A fortune teller's business card. Madame Fortuna. You'll see your future. And her phone number.
And her phone number.
Damn Fortuna's business card. You'll see your future with a phone number on it. I need to call my lawyer urgently.
No soita. Nimittäin juurikin näin. Käytetään sitten business cardia. Tosta muuten saatiin äsken tulevaisuuden kertojan kortin.
Hello, Mr. Jones. Darren Michaels here. I was told you wanted to speak to me.
Mr. Michaels, yes. The investigations are stagnating, rather. As long as there's no evidence for the allegations brought against you, you can't be charged. So that's good. On the other hand, your fellow countrymen want to step into the ring, too. The American embassy is on our backs. That's not so good.
And what does that mean exactly?
Well, that you're going to have to sit tight in Willow Creek for quite a while. Inspector Spooner's investigation methods. You implied the last time that you weren't too happy with him?
Yes. It seems to me that Spooner isn't really bothered anymore.
Inspector Spooner just wanted to produce a guilty party and then get the case closed as soon as he could. He has to produce results so that he can get back to London. But he's rather used up all his ammo. Now he's hoping that the embassy will take the case off him so that he doesn't have to chalk it up as a failure.
So he doesn't really seem to be interested in the truth.
Well, the truth, Mr. Michaels, as is generally known, is the invention of a liar. But the fact you've got bail is a good sign. And that someone's been found to pay for it is even better. Perhaps you should have a look yourself, now that you've been released, for some clues or slip-ups in the investigation. Would be best if you could get a copy of your files.
Vai niin? Kysytään ensimmäisenä meistä itsestään.
Are you convinced that I'm innocent, Mr. Jones?
Of course, Mr. Michaels. Do you think I could represent you if I wasn't? Nevertheless, we should hurry up and find some solid evidence to prove it.
Rahaa.
This somebody who you maintain means well has paid the bail anonymously. Can you find out who it was?
No problem. But it'll take a couple of days.
Therapy sessions.
How long do I have to put up with this psychotherapy?
You're gonna have to hang in there for a few more rounds at least. It's in your best interest.
The last assessment was rejected. What good can it do?
Forget about the authorities. You ever thought that you might actually need therapy?
Do you think I'm crazy?
Aren't we all? But seriously, Mr. Michael, try and do something about your mental condition. If you end up having to face a lawsuit in the States, your family's mental history isn't going to impress the jury one bit. So stop blocking shots and come out from behind your guard, man.
Police file.
You said I should have another look at my file. Is it really so easy to do that?
Well, it depends on the inspector in charge. But if you flatter him a little, he might let you have a look. Otherwise, I could request a copy and send it on to you.
That's gonna take too long. I'll try to get my hands on it myself.
Cordon family.
Mr. Jones, did you find out anything about my identity? The police here don't seem to be putting any effort into it.
Yes. Concerning your identity, Mr. Michaels, it's hard to prove anything at the moment. Find documents, birth certificates, that kind of thing. But don't forget to go to your therapy sessions.
Whatever. I'll be in touch.
Keep your head up. Attack is the best form of defense.
That's what she said. No niin, pistetään käytetään korttia, tätä Fortune-telleria. Mä samalla näytän, miten tämä homma toimii, koska sillekin voi aina soittaa, ja se on melkein paras asia, millä saa vihjeet tässä pelissä, että minne pitää seuraavaksi mennä. Ihan vaan vinkkinä.
Welcome to Madame Fortuna's.
Yeah, hi. My name's Adrian.
Stop. Speak no more, Adrian. I know why you're calling.
Oh, really?
You want to find out about your future.
Yes.
Adrian, you've come to the right place. I will read your cards for today. Pick a card.
Over the phone.
Say stop.
Stop.
I've drawn the tower.
And I've put the pawn on A3.
Pharaoh, Adrian, not chess. There will be drastic changes to your life. And I see death.
Death.
Great.
You will be ripped apart by wild beasts.
Wild beasts. Huh.
But Adrian, there is something you can do about it.
Really? What then?
Stay away from beasts.
Yeah. Thanks.
Se oli hauska puhelu sen puoleen, että what a load of crap, niin just. Kun se voisi ottaa tosissaan tommosen puhelun, mut sit kun ei tietäisikään yhtään siitä, että se on oikeesti totta. Niin mitenkäs sit suu pannaan tyhmä Adriani, Darreni, fucking Michaels.
Looks comfortable. Unlike the chairs.
Unlike the chairs.
Flower vase or coffee cup? Probably both.
Varmaan molempia. Ei varmaan oo.
They look really pathetic. But still better than cheap plastic ones.
Lukiks siinä oikees pathetic flowers? Okei. Okay.
This is the best seat in the house, with a view of the village square. Unbelievably thrilling. You can watch the moss growing between the paving stones.
Sitähän mä joka päivä tein itekin.
Coffee culture is spreading. Mild beans and double roasted. Is Willow Creek ready for this?
Tässä kyllä jotain mun piti tehdä täällä paikassa jossain vaiheessa. En vaan kyllä yhtään muista mitään.
Photos of parties here in the cafe. I really didn't think they celebrated anything here in Willow Creek.
Eikä sen puoleen haluaisi muutenkaan siis spoilata mitään tässä.
Kinda weird. Lots of the people in the photos have been murdered. I think the door leads into the storeroom. At least that's what this sign suggests.
Mitä siinä edes lukee? Employees only.
I wouldn't know what I'm supposed to look for in there.
No. Et tiedä vielä, mutta jossain vaiheessa kyllä varmasti tiedät. Sugar bowl.
The sugar's empty.
Kaikki on loppus tässä paikassa.
Coffee in all its guises. From mocha to Irish coffee. The list of teas is still twice as long though.
Niin. Kannattaisi jotain tilata sentään.
Here's something quite different. It's a nice contrast to the rest of medieval Willow Creek.
Go, go, go. Peli ne kaikki se alta.
Shame. No donuts left.
Donuts.
Shame.
Puhutaan tolle Deniselle.
At last, a ray of sunshine. I was beginning to think there were only gross-looking guys with alcohol problems living in this dump.
No. Niin. Miten se on totta?
Hi,
I know. I recognize you from the newspaper.
And you're not gonna run away screaming?
I'd have a lot of running to do if I ran away from every weirdo in this dump.
You really like living here, huh?
Kysytään siltä Donitsesta ensimmäisenä.
Are you out of donuts?
No, there are some in the storeroom, but they're reserved for the nice inspector. He buys them here every morning.
Of course. And what if I want one too?
Then bake one yourself.
Aika tyly muija. Aika tyly. Entäs
I'd like
kahvia?
coffee, black.
Coming up.
Juokse tonne. Haha!
Okay. I've got to come up with something that's gonna make Spooner hang out here in the cafe for a while.
Okei.
A shelf full of stock for the cafe. What have we got here? Coffee, tea, juice, milk. Ah, and a package of donuts.
Ota niitä. Ota ne donitsit
Those have to
mukaan.
be the donuts specially reserved for Spooner.
Ota ne! Jei! Saatiin donatseja. Donatseja.
There are things like
Joo, niitä ei enää tarvita.
a wash bucket filled with dirty water.
Dirty water, ei mitään
A
muuta.
wash bucket.
Okei, mikäs tää on?
A high performance chest freezer with a glass lid. Not a lot in it. A pack of tart bases. Oh, and a box of ice cream. Mint and chocolate.
Mitä sitä löytyy?
The seal is in really bad shape. If it gets wet, you probably wouldn't be able to get the chest open anymore.
Okei. Eli mitä sä haluat tähän tehdä? Heittää donutit sinne vai?
I'll put the box of donuts in a nice visible spot in the freezer. We're gonna have frozen donuts here soon. Begging the question, how's that gonna help me?
No, sun pitäisi saada toi jotenkin kiinni kohta, mutta mennään hakea se kahviekaan täältä. No, laita se jotenkaan kiinni.
This is hardly gonna stop Spooner though. I'm gonna have to make sure that the freezer isn't so easy to open.
Minä tiedän sen, joten mennään takaisin päin ja... Odotan se kahvi, mikä tässä oli. Tuollahan se on.
Hello?
Anna se kahvi mulle.
I'll have another coffee, please.
It's on the bar.
It's cold. Can I get a new one?
Sure.
No! Se otti sen mukaansa. God damn it.
If the inspector needs his donuts every morning, and there weren't any to be had, then he would be sure to be out of his office for a while.
Niinpä. Mulla ei ilmeisesti ole mitään, millä mä saan... Ois pitänyt puhua tuolla loppuun tuolle muijalla, mikä äsken siinä oli. No.
Now it's open again.
Käytetään vaikka tätä
A
sitten.
wash bucket filled with
Chest freezer, eikö...
We're gonna have frozen donuts here soon.
Eikö mä oikeesti pysty
A
käyttämään tätä?
wash bucket.
Filled with dirty water, niin. Mä pystyn käyttämään sitä vaan.
There are things
Hemmetti!
We're gonna have frozen.
No, näillä ainakaan pysty ettei vielä yhtään mitään, se on ihan varma juttu.
I'd better.
No, laita se kiinni se homma. Mennään kattoo myöhemmin mitä täällä oli. Mä nyt tällä hetkellä ainakaan tässä muista.
Gonna stop Spooner though.
Joo, tiedetään, menee ulos vaan. Tuonnehan piti saada kumminkin silleen, että se jäätyy tai saa auki. Kysytään tätä loppuun ne hommat.
When does the inspector usually come in?
He should have been here to pick up his donuts ages ago. He's probably been delayed by the scum of the earth. Again.
Again.
Nice description.
That's what Conrad calls his clientele, not me.
Conrad?
Conrad Spooner. That's what the inspector's called. Didn't you know?
Kysytään uudestaan. Inspector Spooner.
I didn't know that donuts was so popular in England.
I don't know, but I do know that Spooner loves them. Just as much as those cops in American TV shows.
And what does the dear inspector do when there aren't any donuts left?
He always gets what he wants. If need be, I bake him some.
No onpas tämä blondi erittäin auttavainen tätä inspektoria vastaan. Kysytään siitä itsestään.
By the way, I'm Darren. Or Adrian Gordon. Take your pick.
I'm Denise, or the one who's got no time for insane arsonists. Take your pick.
Wow. I think I prefer Denise.
All right then, Darren.
So, what's a young woman like you doing in a place like this? Not one for city living?
Hell yeah. I'm just waiting for the right moment.
You mean when the twice-yearly bus to London stops here?
Something like that.
Willow Creek.
Has anything exciting happened recently?
Apart from the fire at the castle? Wait a minute. Yeah, the espresso machine broke down.
No, ainakin jotain kiinnostavaa sentään. Kafe?
Has this cafe been here long? I've never noticed it before.
We were closed during the fair this year.
Is it even worth having a cafe here in the village?
You'll have to ask my dad. It's his cafe. Why do you ask? Do you want to open one too?
Yeah, sure. Right next door. A Black Mia special cafe with ritual blood cappuccino and latte morbidato.
Good idea. Could have come from Murray.
Anna se kahvi nyt.
I think I'll have another.
It's on the bar.
It's cold.
Okay.
Koko ajan menee vaan edes takaisin. Tee siellä vaan töitä, me lähdetään nimittäin ulos vähän seikkailemaan. Mennään tänne ja täällä pitäisi olla... No, täällä on itse asiassa aika paljonkin hotspotteja.
I'll have time to sit there when I'm old.
Okei.
The windows have colored plastic stuck on them. It's hard to make out anything.
Eikö tämä ollut se baari, missä me viimeksi
Is
oltiin?
that Tom's underwear hanging out to dry? No, cloths. They aren't particularly clean, but I wouldn't expect anything else from Tom's pub. You know? I'm glad I drank bottled beer last time I was there.
Joo, eli me ollaan oltu tuolla, okei.
Probably belongs to a fisherman.
No ota se. Ei saatu pokettia, höh.
Anyone want to buy an E?
Ii.
That's Tom's pub. I think he's still a bit angry because I left him in the swamp. And Tom would like to see me dead. At least that's the last thing he said to me.
Yksi dialogi skipatti sitä.
I'll only go in there again once I've got a black belt in karate. Or when the pub has a new owner.
Niin, sekin saattaa olla hyvä idea kyllä.
It says 3 kegs, probably of beer. You can hardly make out what used to be written there, but I assume that nothing edible has ever been served here. At least since Tom inherited the pub.
Voi ei.
But I
No,
assume
ei tosta
it looks
yhtään
like it
mitään.
hasn't been used for a very long time. I'm about to change that.
Okei. Nyt tarvitaan tota sitten siihen hommaan, selvä.
Murderous greetings from Willow Creek. The usual postcards and brochures.
Okei. Myös kattoo... No, itse asiassa tehdään näin. Saadaan vähän aikaa offisessa. Puhutaan tollessa, antaa kahvi. Noin.
I'll have another.
Sure.
Me anna kahvi sinne. Ja sitten otetaan sponsella kato tuolta tolleen. Noin hauskasti vettä. Paskasta vettä sieltä. Veskasta pattaa. Noin. Kastellaan se märäksi.
The sponge is dripping now. I don't want to be carrying it around with me for too long. Could get rather unpleasant.
Ja sitten avataan toi ja käytetään tätä tänne, että saadaan märäksi nuo kulmat ja sitten se jäätyy kiinni ja ne ei vähän aikaa saa niitä donatseja sieltä.
The water will freeze and it'll be almost impossible to open it again without defrosting the whole thing. Farewell, you donuts. Nobody's gonna be getting you out of there in a hurry.
Ota se kiinni.
Now that ought to slow down the inspector's donut order somewhat.
Hyvä. We have done everything we need to do here. Niin kuin näette. Ha. Tyhmä inspektori.
Another one of these flat days today. I could really do with something to lift me up a little.
Edward could come along at any time. Better if we wait till this evening.
Sod Edward. Give me a couple of donuts at least.
Yeah, sure. I'll get you some.
Give me a couple of donuts at least. Se on ihme juttu, että kummassakin Black Mirrors pitää olla yksi pervo ainakin, joka on ihan oh yeah.
Conrad, your donuts seem to have ended up in the freezer.
Yeah? But can't you bung them in the oven for a bit?
The problem is, the lid's frozen solid.
I get it. You want me to help you warm up your frozen chest?
Joo. Just niin.
I think those two are gonna be busy for a while.
Ne läks vissiin paneskelemaan sinne siis, okei. Nyt pitää saada tää kaveri vielä pois täältä. Kokonaan.
Yeah, that's probably just decoration, considering the weather here. Cold coffee.
Kaikki on kylmää, miksi?
A photocopier. Looks really modern compared to the rest of the furniture.
Tossa oli yksi puzzle, mitä mä vihasin yli kaiken.
What am I supposed to copy then?
Niin justi. Mitä sun pitäisi kopioida?
Apart from the fact that everyone here would notice if I took them, my cell is open.
No, Q. Mitäs tuolla on?
the emergency call center. As you can see, it's manned around the clock.
Manned around the clock. Okei, okay. Ei puhuta vielä tollekaan, mitä nää muuta.
The police archive. There aren't very many files, but lots of them are labeled Gordon.
Gordon.
I'd prefer some coffee.
Okei. Okay.
As far as I know, there's no evidence room here. Collected evidence is kept in these lockers.
Me vissiin päästä takaisin meidän tänne.
Not going back.
Joo, okei.
I'm not going back there voluntarily.
Okei.
Constable.
Constable taas
Can I
meni
ask you something briefly?
yksi dialogi ohi. Investigations.
How involved were you in the investigation of my case?
I searched the sewer system and the bunker.
And you didn't find any clues?
No.
That just can't be true.
It's bloody dark down there, Mr. Michaels, and full of rats. Not for the faint-hearted.
Is there anything new on the kidnapping? Have you spoken to Tom, Bobby, or the kid in Wales?
According to the statement, Tom was at Alton Towers with Bobby at the time.
And you don't find it a little bit strange that those two went to a theme park?
The only strange thing was that Bobby was in hospital for 2 days afterwards with concussion. But we've got a medical certificate that proves that.
And what if Tom was lying?
We can't prove it. He had 2 tickets for the theme park and the paperwork from the hospital.
Damn. And
Damn
the boy.
indeed.
There's no one called Van Helsing in Wales.
No shit. Angelina.
How long are you gonna look for Angelina?
She'll be deemed missing until we find her.
Even if she's long since dead?
We haven't found her body yet, Mr. Michaels.
Ai jaa, vaikka se putos sinne. Okei. Okay. Police file.
Can you make a copy of my file and send it to my lawyer?
Didn't he get one ages ago?
He wants to have the current version for the embassy.
Not possible.
Something wrong?
I'd forgotten. The copier gave up the ghost a few weeks back, but there's a new one on order.
Are you being serious?
It's not so bad. I have so little to do here, I could type up most of the documents.
I understand. So would you be so kind as to type my file?
No.
And what if
No.
I fix that thing?
All right then. You go and see what you can do with it.
Oi ei.
Spooner, your inspector, is he always so nice?
I don't know. He was in the homicide department in London until half a year ago. Then, he got redeployed here as a punishment.
That explains a lot.
Since then, he's tried everything to get back out of here. He locks people up for the smallest of misdemeanors. Good for the statistics, you see.
And you can't do anything about it?
What does a bear do about the winter? He rolls himself up and sleeps until the spring comes.
Niin. Darren.
Do you believe I set fire to the castle?
Well, Mr. Michaels, you claim to be Samuel Gordon's son, and you were at the scene of the crime with a smoldering torch in your hand.
I had that to defend myself with.
Against the mysterious secret order that nobody knows about and nobody's seen?
It's mentioned in the Gordon Chronicles.
500 years ago.
Forget it.
And then there was the thing with poor Miss Valley, right? We found your tracks at the scene of the crime.
I told you, forget it. Goodbye, Constable.
Mä en tykkää yhtään tästä, että pitäisi tää puzzle solvetta
It can't
tästä.
be that difficult to fix a copier. I studied it once. Well, kind of.
Mä en kyllä
What if we got here?
yhtään muista tätä. Voi perse.
Switch to turn it on, and you press the green button to copy. If I twist and connect the wires that work, it should be able to copy again.
Tästä on kyllä niin paljon aikaa, kun mä tätä puzzlea olen ratkaissut, mutta toivottavasti tämä menee jotenkin oikein. Tuosta on kumminkin aika paljon aikaa. Hetkinen. Niin, mitäs tässä piti oikein tehdä ensin saman tien? Tässä piti ottaa nämä vajarit pois, koska ne on palannut tietenkin kumoon jo saman tien. Noin. Koska nämä on käytetty, niitä ei tarvii enää. Ratkaisuhan tässä on se, että pitäisi saada tämä homma toimimaan tämä poveri täällä, tämä painike. Toinen ihan oikeassa paikassa tuolla. Mä tarvin tohon, no nyt se tuli itse asiassa virta jo saman tien. Hetkinen. Tuo ei tarvi virtaa, vaan se tarvii olla näin päin. Ja tonne tarvii saada virta. Ja noitten yhden päälle saa virta. Noin. No, se itse asiassa meni aika näpäkästi läpi. Ei ollut onneksi niin vaikea kuin mä kuvittelin. Nyt meidän pitäisi vaan saada puhutaan tuolle konstaapelille.
Can I ask you something briefly?
Hmm?
Se on korjattu.
The copier is working again.
Hmm?
Now can you copy my file?
Sure. Then I'll send the copy to your lawyer. The copy of your file?
Then I can send it myself.
The inspector insists that no files can leave the building without authorization.
I see. Damn. Constable,
Mm-hmm.
when does the mail go? My lawyer needs the file as soon as possible.
I'll post it later on. It ought to be collected this afternoon.
Thanks. Goodbye, Constable.
Niin, okei. Ensimmäinen puusto, se meni ihan hemmetin hyvin. Muistan kyllä, että tuossa oltiin aika kauan pyörimässä tuossa pusassa, mutta niin kuin sanoin alussa, niin tää ihan samalla tyllä kuin Black Mirror 2, 3 alkaa hitaasti, mutta sitten pikkuhiljaa se koko ajan vaan se juoni tiivistyy siinä ja sitten tulee entistä mielenkiintoinen pelailu. Ihan niin kuin katsojat sano kakkosesta, että alussa se näytti hemmetin tylsältä, mutta sitten kun mentiin loppuun päin ja saatiin juonesta kiinni, niin sitä eikö katsoa loppuun asti, niin 3 on ihan samanlainen, että alku on täynnä dialogia, eikä päästä kunnolla pelailuun, vaan pitää päästä sitä juonesta takaa kiinni, ja sitten vasta sen jälkeen päästään itse peliin kiinni, joten pistetään tähän paussi, mennään seuraavaksi Yssin maailmaan, jonka jälkeen pitäisi varmasti tulla yksi NVN, ja sitten jälleen kerran Black Mirror 3 maailmaan, joten seuraava kerta. Se on moro.